What's going on, James?
Let us know if you guys can hear us and see us. Well, actually, no, you can't see us yet. But yeah, let us know if you guys can hear us. All right. By the way, guys, apologies for the delay. Zoom is pretty freaking stupid. But yo, what is up, everybody? I'm excited. I'm really, really excited, dude. Brian, are you excited?
Dude, I'm amped up. I got like 300 milligrams of caffeine in my blood. I'm ready to go.
I didn't even drink coffee today, dude, and like I'm just fucking excited, bro.
Your natural dopamine levels are high.
They're super high. Like I'm probably gonna crash after this, but like right now, you guys got my full attention. Like for real. So we're gonna let some more people jump on. What's up? What is going on, everybody? Drop something in the chat. Let us know that you're here. Let us know where you guys are coming from. I'm here in New York, as most of you guys know. Brian is in some weird fucking place called Utah. I don't know what that is, but you know. Nah, dude, I got it made here, bro. So, yeah, guys, like I said, just hang on with us here for a minute or so. We're going to let some more people jump on. In the meantime, though, let us know where you guys are coming from, where you guys are chilling out at, and what you guys want to know more about sales. Don't worry, guys. We have a full presentation prepared for you guys. So we got a lot of goodies that we're going to be sharing with you, savages, today. And as I mentioned before, Hakeem, what's up? My man Hakeem, dude. This guy's
Yo, Matt's from Utah as well. That's what's up.
Man, Utah, man, that's a weird fucking place, dude. I don't care what anybody says.
You've never been here.
I don't have to, bro. I see the fucking photos and the postcards and shit.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so let's see.
We're gonna start in 3 minutes.
Cool.
3
Guys,
minutes.
I'm so jacked up right now. As you guys probably know, sales is like my obsession. It's almost dangerous how obsessed I am with it. Yeah, exactly, bro. Hakeem said, what do people do for fun in Utah? That's a great question. Like, they don't do shit.
I'm looking at massive mountains right outside my window right now that I'm going to go snowboard on.
I love busting Brian's chops. It's so fun.
Goodness, dude.
Oh, my gosh. By the way, guys, for those of you that are watching right now, at the very end, we're going to open up this shebang for some questions. We're going to do a live Q&A. We're also going to unmute you guys, so you will get a chance to speak and ask us questions directly. So don't worry about that. Give me a sec, guys. Probably give another minute or so. Just bear with us here.
Yo.
Guess
what happened the other night?
What happened?
I had a dream that I was like on a sales call, and in my dream, like, so my wife like woke up because I was talking in my sleep, and I like had my hand up next to my ear, like I was like talking on my phone, and then she like woke me up because I was talking so loud. But like when I woke up, I was like looking for my phone because I thought I was still like on the sales call, and I was freaking out.
Oh my gosh.
That's how much I love it, dude. I literally have dreams where I'm just like rehearsing the strategy in my mind.
It's an obsession. And guys, like I said, we're going to be jumping into everything here in just a second. But the crazy thing about sales, guys, is that it's not even selling. It's not even sales. It's not like how can you sell better. It's literally just about how to effectively communicate. And what's nice about it is once you actually learn the art of effective communication, like, and you start to get good at it, then you become obsessed with it. It just happens. Or maybe it's just me. I could just be a fucking nut job, but I don't know.
I think like Sebastian, like once like your mindset about sales starts to shift, and you start to like realize that like as like somebody in sales, you really are like a leader, and like probably one of the most like influential and helpful people out there on the planet. You get excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Big
think
time.
there's content about that today. So.
Yep. 100%.
All right, man. Let's get going.
Let's get going. Let's rock. All right. Before we do, though, we got to get some excitement here, guys. Who is freaking ready for this? Who's ready for this? Just drop anything you want to say in the chat. Let us know that you're ready for this fucking sales training because I'm excited. Mike said, I'm hype. Yusuf said, yo, yo, yo. Janine said, go, go, go. I think it's time to go, man.
He's got pen and paper.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right. You ready, dude? Like, are you ready for this?
I'm feeling good. I've been doing some meditating, getting ready. My mind's clear. I'm ready.
All right. What's next? The famous question, what's next? All right. Let's rock. Let's rock. Let's rock. Yes. Janine, James said, get a Google Doc ready. 100%. All right. I'm about to share the screen with you guys. Get ready. All right. So I'm going to put this in a little bit of a bigger view. So, as you guys know, today we are talking about how to effortlessly enroll high-ticket agency clients without being salesy, without ever doing a single free trial, without offering any form of discounts or deals, and without doing the oh-so-famous hard closing, which I hate because there's no need for it. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. So, before we get going, Brian, do you want to just let everybody know like something super important?
Yeah, guys. A lot of the time you get on these things and you kind of have the expectation that you're going to get pitched to at the end. It's not going to happen here. Stick with us, like hang out for the next 30, 45 minutes, however long it takes. We're not in too much of a hurry. And like we really do promise this is going to be super beneficial. We wouldn't have put it out there if it wasn't. We do have a few things for you at the end of the conversation if you want, but again, it's not a pitch. So.
Yep, 100%, man. So guys, just to be super clear, like put your freaking wallets away. All right. This isn't a presentation where at the end you're going to get pitched some BS $497 course. All right. Or some stupid shit like that. Put your wallets away, take your pen and paper out. Let's go. So number one, before we start getting into any tactics, strategies, sales concepts, right? You got to get your mindset right. Okay. And this is where so many marketers and agency owners are missing the boat right now is their mindset, as Brian mentioned before, around sales is way off the mark, that it's scary. So I want to talk a little bit about what most marketers are doing in terms of their mindset and where their head is at. So number one, this might sound like you guys. It might sound kind of where your head is at right now as well. For a lot of people that are doing this, guys, money is the only motive. Like literally the only reason why they're doing this and they're trying to get clients is for money because they need to put money in their account because they need to pay bills, right? And that does a lot of things to your mindset that we'll talk about in a second, but that's the first one. Number two, a lot of you guys and most marketers are making their sales processes and conversations all about them. So they'll get on the phone with somebody or even at any stage in the sales process, they always make it about them. It's like, hey, I'm a really good Facebook marketer, or I'm really good with SEO and I have this many years of experience. Here are my results. Here's what I've done. Here's what I could do for you, right? On top of that, they also, a lot of you guys have a lack of empathy for the clients. Now, actually, I want to let Brian talk a little bit about this because this is like one of the things he's super passionate about, specifically with empathy.
Yeah, man. Everybody knows, dude, I'm a softie.
I know.
I'm a softie. But empathy and like making everything about yourself, they're kind of contradicting ideas. So everybody's paying attention. I want to do a quick activity with everybody that I do with a lot of people on the phone because it's good for you to change this about your mindset. So everybody get ready to type a message in the chat. I want you to think about if you were talking to a potential client and they said, hey, like, what is it that you do? Like, what do you do? What does your business do? Right now, like, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Like, type it out. What do you guys do? What does your business do?
Let's see. Let's take a look at the chat.
Come on, guys. Don't overthink it. You should have responded faster than that.
So Thomas said, I help others improve their business. Jared said, I help businesses bring more sales and increase revenue. Akash said, we can get you more customers through social media.
Come on, guys. What do you do?
I help business owners get more clients with better outreach, said Armando. Rupesh said, I help business owners like you to get more clients. Matt said, help people launch business without pain of trial and error. Bavesh said, I help businesses get 5 to 7 new clients every month. James said, I build relationships with the right clients so they grow their business.
Cool. We're gonna stop there. The reason. Oh, Janine, great question. First, I want to learn what you are looking for to see if I can help you. That's the kind of the right thing to say, but I feel you. So the reason Sebastian and I do this activity a lot is because like often when we're new to sales, our first like gut reaction is like, oh, like let me list off the services that we provide as a business, right? That's like what our first gut reaction is to do. And what I've learned is like when you can start to shift your mindset from like making the energy all about yourself and shift it onto them and like playing on their energy, you'll get a lot farther. And it really comes back to that point of empathy. So I hope this isn't too confusing, but the mindset shift that you want to have is somebody were to say like, Brian, like, what do you do? Instead of saying like, oh, like I do Facebook ads, or like, oh, I do SEO, or like, oh, let me ask you some questions. I immediately start just like thinking immediately about them and their goals and what they want to do as a business. And I like my business does whatever their business needs. And when I explain it to them, it's not, oh, we do Facebook ads. It's, oh, well, like you guys are struggling to get your message and your brand out to the people who live around you. So what we do is we get your message to the people around you. Like we literally are going to do exactly what your business needs. So that the activity there is to help you realize like it's not about what you do as a business. It's about what you can do for the person and how you're going to help them. Does that make sense? I hope that wasn't too stupid, but
yeah, Brian gets a little caught up sometimes, but 92.3% of the time he makes sense. The other like 7.7%, I just don't know what he's saying. Anyways, no. So next up, the reason why your mindset is screwed up is you are selling, and not just selling, but you're operating from a scarcity mindset. And I think Brian and I did a live on this recently, but I want to dive just a bit deeper into it. So what I mean by this is, and I can't tell you guys how often I see this. And honestly, the reason why I know how to spot it is because this was me at one point in my, early on in my journey. And Brian, I'm sure you probably operating the same way. Everything you do, every action that you take is from a place of scarcity instead of a place of abundance. Okay. And let me explain a little bit more. So you guys, a lot of you guys go into this, and most agency owners go into this business very desperate. Every person they talk to, they feel like they must sign them on as a client. And if they don't get them as a client, then it's game over and they suck and they're never going to grow their business. When in reality, what a lot of people fail to realize is that there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of businesses out there. There's literally massive oceans of people for you to talk to. But people think that every single person they talk to has to sign on with them as a client. And so as a result, every action they take, every word they speak, even the way they speak, their tonality is all coming from a place of desperation and scarcity. And these are all thought processes that are ingrained into your subconscious. And what a lot of people don't understand is that the thought processes and the streams of thought that are ingrained into your subconscious are going to 100% impact your actions. And everything you do is going to reflect those subconscious thoughts. That's why most of you guys and most agency owners never actually get taken seriously by clients, because business owners can spot you like that. If you guys didn't hear, I just snap my fingers, because that's how quickly business owners can spot you as an amateur, as somebody who got into this business for the money. All you're trying to do is make a quick buck and throw $1,000 into your Stripe account.
Okay, but Sebastian.
All right. Tame me down, man. Tame me down.
What about the people that are watching this that are like, well, like, I have to get a client because, like, if I don't, I'm not going to be able to pay rent next month?
That is a great question. Okay. And I love that question, because that was me, as you guys probably know. So here's what you need to do. And honestly, I wish that I would have known this, because I would have operated from a place of abundance a lot sooner than I started to, which it's very simple. What you need to understand is, okay, I need to pay my rent. Okay. In order to do that, I need to make money, right? So what you need to think about is what actions and what place do I need to be thinking and taking my actions from in order to achieve that desired outcome. You have to understand, okay, so if I operate from a place, and this is what you guys need to be telling yourselves and thinking about, if I operate from a place of scarcity and I come off as desperate, then I know that my chances and probability of signing clients is going to go down significantly. As a result, I will probably not be able to pay my rent. However, if I can put myself in a headspace and separate myself from getting too attached to the outcome, then I can take actions from that place of thought, and my actions will reflect that place of thought. And as a result, I will not come off as scarce or as desperate and from a place of scarcity, which I know, again, in turn, will allow me to not pay my rent. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? If that makes sense, throw anything in the chat. Throw a yes. If it doesn't, I'll reframe it.
So let me give you something actionable that you guys can start doing if this is applicable. Something that I've really started working on, and this might clear things up a little bit. Is meditating on a daily basis and reinforcing the mindsets and ideals that I want to live. Because what you guys may or may not realize is the world around you is a reflection of your inner self. And I've lived this so much. And so I've noticed when I personally, if I start stressing out about money, if that's stressing me out, I can't, I have a hard time getting money, and I have a hard time growing my income.
Yeah.
Or if I'm stressed, for example, about my relationships, if I'm stressed about my relationship with my wife or my family or whatever, when I'm talking to potential clients, that reflects onto them. Is this making sense, Sebastian, guys? Is this making sense? So something that's so crucial with your mindset, and that I want you to all start implementing, is every single day when you wake up or before bed, just clear your mind, start doing some deep breathing. I use the app called Headspace. It's a meditating app. And get in a place where you can really just focus and understand the emotions that you're experiencing and how you feel, what your body's telling you. And then if you're sitting there and you think, damn, I am really stressed about money, then you can meditate on that, figure out and create a plan, and figure out why you're stressed about money, what you can do to fix it, and walk away from that meditation session with a very clear blueprint to start making more money so it doesn't become a stress anymore. Does that make sense, guys? So if you realize that you're having a hard time with things, specifically around mindset, you need to start meditating and understanding where that's coming from so that you can fix it within yourself. Because if you can't fix yourself, you can't fix other people.
Yep. So Dad had a question. So Dad, and this goes for everybody, we're going to answer all the questions at the end. So if you want, open up a Google Doc and Evernote, something to jot down all your questions, because I just want to make it super clear, guys, before we continue. We're literally going to sit here with you for however long it takes and answer literally every single question you guys have. By the way, Jared has been on one of my other live trainings before, so he can vouch for that. I literally just sit here and wait until any and all questions are answered. So don't worry, guys. I promise you, we will literally get to every single question.
Or you can click the Q&A box at the bottom of the Zoom window and start answering the questions in there, and we can get to them later on.
Yep, 100%. Exactly. It's a great point. So let's keep going. So you guys are probably all right, you just told me that my freaking mindset sucks. All right. So how do I fix it? What do I do instead? So number one, when you're going into, again, guys, this doesn't just apply to, sales calls. This applies to your entire process, like every single part of your sales process. So your initial outreach, getting to the sales call, even after the sale, right? You got to understand something on a deeper level. You got to understand the concept that you're here as a consultant, not a salesperson. There's a huge difference, huge difference. This is where so many people screw up. You're not there to sell something. You're there as a consultant to to try and understand their situation and see if you can help. Okay. Now, what I like to do, or the analogy I like to use rather, is you want to diagnose the situation before prescribing a solution. Now, let me use another separate analogy. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. So would you go to your doctor, your regular doctor that you see, every 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is? Would you go to them, right? And would you expect them to give you medicine without them asking you anything, any questions about where you're feeling pain, what problems you're having? Would you expect them to just prescribe you something out of nowhere? Yeah, give me a yes or a no in the chat. If you would expect your doctor to give you medicine without asking you a single question about what you're feeling and the pains you're having. Okay, so no, exactly. No, hell freaking no. Because if they did, you'd probably have a lawsuit on your hands. Okay, so it's the same exact concept here. You're going in as a consultant to diagnose the situation, aka the prospect's pains, before you prescribe medicine, aka a solution to that problem. Now, I put actually diagnose in parentheses because some people, some agency owners, sort of kind of grasp this concept. And so they think that asking a few questions and jumping straight to a pitch is diagnosing. It's not diagnosing. You need to actually diagnose. And we'll get into the types of questions you should ask and things like that later on in the training in just a second. But the point is, you have to get in that mindset of you are literally just going into this open-minded, not pitching, not looking to, I get people asking me, messaging me like, hey, I have a meeting on, XYZ day. What service should I pitch? Or what should I pitch them on? And I'm like, man, you already lost the battle, So go in with the mindset of, I'm just going to understand their situation. And if I think I can help them, then only then will I pose a solution to that problem and figure out if they want my help implementing that solution. Okay. Number 3, what to do instead to fix your mindset. This is huge.
Sebastian, let me talk about this one.
Okay. Do your thing, man.
Because guys, I used to struggle with this big time. And this is something that's really important for you to understand, because I would say, like, for me personally, getting attached to the outcome led to like a lot of emotional pain and for me, it was probably the hardest part of getting into sales. Like, if you put your experience in the chat, have you ever had an experience where you like walked away from a sales call or like a meeting and you just felt awful? And like you laid in bed that night and you just felt like a freaking loser and you felt like a failure. I hope I'm not the only one. Like and it would mess me up, guys. Like I would lay in bed and just like, seriously, I cried once because like I just felt like I dropped the ball so bad. Have any of you guys experienced that?
So Glenn, Glenn said yes. Dowd, yes. James, yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool. So
100%.
I want to tell you guys like how I was able to fix this, because if you don't, it's going to lead to depression. Like I really do mean that. It's a pretty serious thing that not a lot of people talk about. And there's like 2 schools of thought here. And you might be asking yourself, like, let me know if you've had this cross your mind. Well, like, how do I detach from the outcome, but still like care about the sales call? Like, how do I care about the person and detach from the outcome at the same time? It almost seems contradicting, right? Like, how can I care about them and like do what's best for them, but also not care if I work with them? It almost seems like a paradox. And like, it really was frustrating to me for a long time. And it kind of goes back to a few things. So one, it goes back to the abundance mindset and realizing like if they do say no, it's okay. Like there's other people for me to work with. And then it's going to come back to actually diagnosing whether or not you're the best fit for that company. And so what I mean by that is I would say like 50% of the sales meetings that I have across any capacity result in me saying, hey, like, I don't think I'm the best person to work with you. Here's what I would do. Let me give you some referrals. Let me put you in contact with my network, but I'm not the best person for you. Like I've been in meetings with big companies and realized that like my team isn't the best team for that big company. Like they need people with more hands that are closer to them, right? So one, like really quickly, you need to figure out whether or not you're the right people for them, whether or not you're the right person to work with that company. And if the answer is yes, if you accurately prescribe like, yeah, like I am the best person to work with you, then you need to realize that like it becomes your moral obligation to help them see why you're the best person for them. Does that make sense, Sebastian? Does that make sense, or am I rambling?
No, it makes perfect sense, dude.
So once you decide, yes, like I'm the right person, it's my moral obligation to help you, right? Then I'm going to use the time to help them see and help them trust me and help them see how I can help them. I'm not going to try and pitch them on anything. I'm just going to help them see that. And then I'm going to say, and I'll say this in meetings, hey, like I really would love to work with you, but if you decide not to, that's okay. It's okay.
Yep.
And what'll happen there is not only are you liberating them and taking some pressure off them, but you're also liberating yourself and your own conscience.
Yep.
And then if you do everything that you know how to do, if you like give that sales meeting your all and you help them as much as you can and they still say no, you can walk away from that meeting saying like, okay, that's on them. It's not my fault. I did everything that I could. I gave it my all, but that's on them. Now, there is a percentage of the time where you're just going to bomb the meeting and you're not going to fulfill that obligation, and it is your fault. And you should feel a little bit of guilt about that. There was a few like sales calls this week where I got off the call and I was like, oh, damn, I could have done better. And then I meditated. I figured out what I did wrong. I made a plan to fix it, and I walked away feeling good. Does that make sense, everybody? Does anybody have questions about that?
If you do have questions about what we just went over, drop them in the Q&A section. We'll get to them towards the end of the training. That was awesome, dude. I love that. One thing I also want to touch on for the last point, be willing to walk away. Now, guys, I don't know why this works so well. I actually just genuinely don't understand I kind of understand the psychology behind it, but I don't really know it on a deeper level. All I know is this works. And what this is showing somebody that you are so willing to walk away from the deal. So what I mean by that, hey guys, what you'll start to notice is one concept ties in with several other concepts. So most marketers, again, on their sales calls, as we just mentioned, are coming from a place of scarcity. And so they're not willing to walk away. They're desperate. They're going to do whatever they can to try and convince the client to sign on with them. Actual consultants, high-level consultants, think, Dan Locke, Grant Cardone, don't give a flying fuck whether or not you become their client. They could care less, and they will tell you that. And you know what that does, guys? It makes people want to work with them even more. So I literally, on sales calls, guys, it's crazy. I don't know, Hakeem, if you're on here, let everybody know, and even other people that we're working with now that listen to us on their sales calls. I've had clients literally tell us or say to me like, hey, I think I could do SEO and pay-per-click advertising on my own. Why do I need you? And guys, amateurs, here's what amateurs would do. Well, we're super good at it, so you should hire us. Okay? Here's what
we'll do better than you. We're better.
Yeah, exactly. We're better because we know marketing and you don't.
We specialize.
But you know what actual consultants do? They say this. Good. Do it on your own. Go do it on your own and come back to me in 6 months. And you know what that does, guys? It causes what's called a pattern interrupt. What that means is it's something they're not used to hearing. Okay, so that's going to almost get them out of the trance of what they're always in. because they get pitched so many times and they get pitched by marketers that all sound the same. When you say something that they're not used to hearing, it snaps them out of it. And they're like, wait, what? What did you say? Right? Okay, guys. And again, by doing this, it makes people want to work with you that much more. Again, as I said before, I don't understand the deeper psychology behind it. I genuinely don't. All I know is it works like a freaking chart. Okay, so show clients, guys, that you're willing to walk away from the deal and watch how much more they're going to want to give you their money. Okay. Next, number 2, we've talked about mindset. Now we need to talk about opening plus positioning. So we're going to talk about how to open up your sales conversations and how to position yourself as the authority figure so that the client, not only do you see yourself as a high-level consultant, but the client sees you as that as well. So let's get into it. Let's talk about where most agency owners go wrong. Okay, very simple. So again, as I mentioned before, you guys will start to see these concepts tying in with each other and start to relate to one another. So when most agency owners get on the phone with clients, they're not seen as an expert. They're seen as amateurs. They're seen as young kids who have no idea what they're doing, and they just got into this for the money, as I mentioned before. The second point is so important, guys. So listen very carefully right now, because I can probably tell you how many times this has happened to you guys. You get on the phone and you get overpowered. You get easily rattled by the prospect. And I'm going to give you guys the perfect example that I can probably bet all the money that we have right now on the fact that at least all of you guys have at least heard this one time. And that's usually goes something like this. You open up your call, you tell them you're going to help them, you tell them you're going to find out more about their business, and they don't give a fuck. You know what they do? They say, well, I just want to know what you do. Can you tell me what you do? How much does it cost? What do you got for me? Just give me the info. I just want to know. Just tell me. I don't want to answer your questions. I just want to know. Okay? And here's what amateurs do. They get, as I said, they get overpowered and they get easily rattled. Okay? And they give in. They're like, well, so we do Facebook ads and we're going to run an offer and blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. And you just lost the deal. Okay? So I'm going to tell you what you guys should be doing instead in a second, but I want you guys to understand where people are messing up and where you guys are probably messing up as well. Okay?
Do you guys want us to role play this? Would that be helpful? Do you guys want to see that? Like how we would handle that?
Give us a yes.
Need to see some activity. There's 48 of you listening or watching, so. All right, man. Pressure's on.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So, what role do you want to take, my man?
Dude, I feel like you have to be like the annoying, like arrogant, rude ass. I can't do that as well as I know you will.
Bro, what are you trying to say, man? You throwing subs?
Look, dude, we all know what I'm trying to say.
All right, fine. I'll do it.
Okay, so this is what the situation is, okay? Sebastian is a lawyer in New York. Big shot, like Manhattan attorney, okay? And this is the situation. He goes, we'll do like this, what you guys will mostly run into. So I sent him a phone call. I sent him a text. I sent him an email. I messaged him on Facebook. Finally, he was like, okay, yeah, we can hop on a 10-minute phone call. Because that's probably what you guys are going to face the most, okay? Oh, getting a little nervous. Take a deep breath.
Me too, dude.
Okay, Sebastian, you're the attorney. I'm calling you. Ready?
Yeah, hello.
Yo, is this Sebastian?
Yeah.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's Brian. We connected on Facebook. How's it going, brother?
It's good.
Good, man. So, hey, we got 10 minutes. I really want to make sure that neither of us waste our time, right? Our time's valuable. So I'm going to jump into a few questions. I want to make sure that it's even a good fit for us to have a conversation. If I don't think it is, I'm going to tell you. If we both think it is, we'll set up another meeting. Is that cool?
Sure. Sounds good.
Cool, man. Took a look at your website. Took a look at your Facebook and everything like that. Doesn't really seem like you got a lot of marketing going on. How are you getting new cases right now?
Yeah, we just get a lot of referrals. So word of mouth.
Cool. I hear you on that, man. I hear you. Cool, man. Are you happy like with the way everything is going there? Like you looking into doing some marketing? What does that look like?
Yeah, we're cool with where we're at. I mean, we're doing all right.
Cool. So I'm guessing you guys probably did a few million this year. Like, where are you looking for 2019? What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, we have some pretty big goals, but honestly, I just, I don't have a lot of time. My time is super, super hard pressed, and I need to know like super quick. Can you just give me the rundown, like what it is that you do? Give me the cost breakdown, and then I can go back and talk to it, talk it over with my partners and see if this is even something we want to, look into. Can you just give me that info?
Yeah, of course, man. I definitely can. Before I do, I'm going to have to figure out like exactly how we can help you, right? Like I'm guessing you want to triple your income in 2019. It's a big process. It'd be pretty unfair of me to tell you how I could do that without knowing exactly, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair.
So look, here's the deal, brother. You got big goals for 2019. You don't really know exactly who we are yet. I do see a lot of potential for your business, but it's obviously going to need some major overhaul, right? Like you and I both know you're not going to triple your revenue off of referrals.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let's do this, man. Let me do a little bit more research into you guys. You're super busy. Let's set up a 30-minute meeting where we're going to come up with a very clear blueprint together for your 2019 goals. We'll talk about what we can do to get there. And then once it makes sense, we'll talk about fine details.
Yeah, that's cool. That works for me. We can do that.
Cool, man. I can do either later on today at 4 p.m. or tomorrow at looks like 9 a.m. The two times I got open.
Yeah, tomorrow works. We can do tomorrow.
9 a.m.?
Yes.
All right, man. Is there anything that's going to stop you from being there?
No, I'll be there.
All right, brother. I'm going to send you a calendar invite. I'm going to get that set up, and we're going to talk tomorrow, and we'll get things figured out.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, brother. Peace.
Bye. Now, guys, what I want you to understand, there's two directions in which that call could have gone. Okay. Now, I want to break down how the call could have went.
Whoa, hold on, dude. Jared said be harder on me.
I know, and that's what I'm gonna bring up now. So, here's what likely would have happened. It would have been something along the lines of, my time is super blah blah blah. I don't have time for that. I just need to know what you do and how much you charge. And the thing is, when Brian, said that thing, hey, well, I got to understand this and that more. Yes, it could have went that way, but sometimes it can also go the other way, which is, yeah, I just don't want to do that. I just need to know what you do and how much it costs. That's it. Right? Now, again, this is where people get overpowered. Okay. They get easily rattled. And what most of you probably would do, be like, okay, cool. So I'm just going to give you the rundown. So we can help you run an offer, and we're going to do Google AdWords, and we're going to get you on top of Google. And, usually we charge this, but it's this a month now. And you're fucked. So
should we show him what I would have said if you would have said that back to me?
If you were the attorney?
No, if you were the attorney and you were like, no, like, I don't want to do that. Like, just tell me what you do. Like, if you would have pushed me again.
100%. So let's go over what you would say in that situation.
Cool. Lay it on me.
Look, dude, I'm busy. I charge $750 an hour. I just don't have the time to sit here for 30 minutes and talk to you about something I don't even know is worth hearing. So, like, you just got to give me the rundown, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. That's not us. So, honestly, it doesn't sound like we're a good fit to work together. I don't know why you'd want somebody to just come shoot some answer out of their ass. Doesn't really seem like smart business. So honestly, it's probably just not a good fit for us to work together.
Boom. That's how you do it. See that, guys? That's how you do it. That's what consultants do. Walk away from the sale, show them you're willing to walk away, and actually walk away. Okay? Now, the reason why it's powerful is two reasons. Number one, that person is likely going to be what we call a client from hell. Somebody you're not going to want to work with. Okay. Number two, what has happened many times in my experience is when I say that, they're like, wait a second. Like, wait, what? Again, pattern interrupt. People don't say that to them. They're not used to being spoken to that way. Now, what Brian and I are not saying is we're not saying to be an absolute asshole to them and just, freaking downplay them like they're children, right? That's not what we're saying. But you do have to sort of put them in their place, okay? Because you guys have got to remember, you're the expert. You're the one who knows marketing and not them.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times what I like to say is, look, Mr. Lawyer, it would be absolutely foolish of me, and you would laugh at me if I was to sit here and try to educate you on how to conduct yourself as a lawyer. Why? Because I don't know jack shit about law. So you don't know anything about marketing. So can we agree on that? That like, you know, we can't really tell each other how to do each other's jobs. Okay. And that's how you stand your ground, guys. That's where so many people miss the boat, is they don't stand their ground, and they're like they just get knocked over super easily and they give in, right? Stop giving in. Okay. Now this takes me to my next point, which is most people become a tyrant instead of a consultant. Now, most people will take this advice too far. And like I said, become a tyrant and downplay them or talk down to the prospects instead of, so as you guys could probably guess, there's a balance between being easily overpowered, but also being just an asshole, which is what you don't want. You need to find the balance of being a high-level consultant who's going to tell them what they need to hear. Is this all making sense, guys? Like, let us know in the chat if this is making any sense at all. I just want to make sure we're on the right track with you guys. So let's see.
Do you guys want us to like pick up the pace and get through this quicker? Or are you guys liking the pace right now?
Yeah, we can speed it up. We can slow it down. It's totally up to you guys. I'm cool either way. I just want to make sure you guys fully understand every single concept, because I don't want to brush over things too quickly. Okay, cool. So everybody's saying that we're on. No, everyone's saying we're on the right pace.
No, dude, Thomas asked us to move a little quicker.
I don't see that.
I see it, dude.
Oh, really?
Well, we'll start rambling a little bit less. We'll tighten it up.
Sorry, guys. It's just the way we are. Can't help it. I did give you guys a fair warning, though, in the beginning. I did say we're dangerously obsessed. Let's keep going. So, again, what you should do instead is position yourself as an authority from the start. Okay? You need to understand – this is where a lot of people fall short as well. You need to understand that prospects get on calls for a reason, guys. And the reason is they have a problem. Okay? And you need to call them out on this, because a lot of times people don't actually ask the prospect why they took the time to get on the phone with them. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because you will run into people who just genuinely like to bullshit and get on calls for shits and giggles and don't actually have any intentions of doing anything.
Feel busy.
Yep, exactly. They have nothing better to do, so they want to feel busy by getting on a call with somebody they don't know with zero intentions of buying anything. So what you need to do is weed those people out and do it quickly so that you don't waste all your sales energy on people like that, and you can save it for prospects that actually matter. And the way you do that is by literally asking them why they got on the call. And you need to figure out what their problem is, because the only reason why people get on calls, guys, and get on strategy sessions or get into some type of conversation with somebody that could potentially solve their problem is because they have one in the first place. And you need to dig that out of them. Okay. And again, what you need to do is lay out the roadmap for the call, which should look something like this. Let's say their name is Bob. Hey, Bob, I just want to lay out the agenda for our call today. I'm just going to ask you a couple questions, see if there's an opportunity for us to work together. And if so, we can talk about that towards the end of the call. Sound good? Cool. Now, guys, as you can see here, I didn't sound like an amateur. I didn't say, so Bob, I think, we're just going to kind of, ask you some questions and then blah, blah. No, I sound very firm. Okay. But at the same point, not like a tyrannical asshole. So it sounds like a confident consultant, which is what you need. Whoops. So number 3, I like this part. You have gotten your mindset right. You've opened up your call and you positioned yourself correctly as the authority figure. Now it comes time to becoming the doctor, as I mentioned in the beginning. And one quote I want you guys to really drill down into your head is, prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. So I'll say it again. Prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. So again, take you guys back to the doctor analogy. If your doctor was to prescribe you medicine or hell, do surgery on you without diagnosing your situation, that's malpractice. Okay, that's a problem. So that's what you do not want to do. And literally, guys, so the same question I asked you guys a little while ago, but hey, would you expect your doctor to give you medicine without diagnosing? I will literally say that to clients on the calls, guys. People that have heard me talk on sales calls know I say that, because the answer is no. Like, if anybody says, yeah, maybe, they're just a fucking nut job. Get off the call like ASAP. Okay. And it helps them understand that that's what you're there to do, which is diagnose their situation. So Brian, do you want to talk a little bit about what diagnosing the situation actually looks like?
Yeah, man. I'm sure a lot of you are like know some of this stuff. So hopefully you take some nuggets away from this. But this is something that I like tell myself before I actually get on the phone, that you need to end the meeting with 100% clarity on their deep problems, and they should know exactly how you help. Right? And so like, instead of you telling them how you can help, they should clearly see how you can help them. And then this is something I'm really, really passionate about, is that you must ask them from a place of genuine concern and goal of understanding their situation. So what does that mean, right? Like, let's say Sebastian and I are talking, he's the attorney, and he starts telling me, right, about how like they're actually seeing like a dip in referrals in their business. And I just go, oh, like, why is that? And I don't really care. I'm not going to get very far. So the two principles is like, you always want to end a meeting with complete clarity on what their business needs and how you can help. And you have to come at that from a genuine place of empathy and concern. So we won't dive into this too much, because I'm sure a lot of you like are aware of these principles, but it's a good reminder.
So I like this part. I like this part a lot.
Dude, this is probably the part that everybody in here is like doing wrong right now.
Uh-huh. And it's probably the part that is just my fucking favorite, dude. Like, I love this shit. So let's get into it. Closing and overcoming the objections. Whoops. So what you guys need to do is stop closing. Okay? Stop going into your calls and thinking, how can I close this deal? No. Stop that shit. Look at it as opening the doors to a profitable business relationship, not closing a deal like a salesperson. Okay? You're a consultant, not a sleazy Grant Cardone drone. Okay? Second, you need to package your offer. Yeah, Brian likes this one. So that they can clearly see how it can help them achieve their goals. Now, I need to explain this. And honestly, I think Brian can explain it better. So I'll just hit the tip of the iceberg. Less technicality, guys. Let me be clear. Clients do not care about retargeting, audiences, how you set up campaigns, all that nitty gritty shit. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. You want to know what they care about? How can whatever it is you do help them go from $500,000 a year to $1 million, or $1 million to 10 million? How can it help them achieve their goals clearly and in the time frame that they're looking to do that in? Brian, I'm going to let you take this away.
Yeah, you know what I want to do? I want to grab somebody who's listening right now and bump them to a panelist and role play with them.
I like it. Let's do it.
Who wants to do it? Who wants to role play with me?
Oh boy.
I'll be the person talking.
Oh shit.
So all you got to do is be the business owner.
Who's going into the hot seat? All right, so we got a couple people. Damn, dude, you got a pretty decent pool to pick from, man. I don't know. This might be on you. This might be on you.
Let's see, dude. Let's go with Devin. I feel good about Devin. Let's do Devin.
Let's do it. All right, Devin, you're getting promoted to panelist right now. All right, man. You there?
No, it doesn't look like you promoted him, dude.
How about now? Let's see.
Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe we don't know how to actually do this.
We might be just technically fucking handicapped. I mean, it is saying that. Oh, wait. Where'd it go?
Hold on, guys. Stand by. Stand by.
Stand by. We're good at sales, but there we go.
Devin, what's going on, brother? You got to unmute yourself.
Whoops. That might help.
You there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
All right, cool.
All right, so Devin, give me the situation. What's your business?
My business is a e-com store.
Ooh, e-com. All right, what are you selling?
Right now, I'm trying to sell these new ski masks that we're making.
Ski masks. Nice. All right. So let's say we just had a full conversation, okay?
Okay.
We just had an hour-long meeting. Like, you trust me, like in your heart, you're like, damn, I really want to work with this guy. And we're getting to the point where like I kind of need to tell you what we can do for you, okay?
All right.
All right, cool. We're gonna jump into the role play. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, cool. So Devin, like based off of our conversation today, like and running this through my head, I can definitely see like where we could come in and like where changes need to be made. With that being said, like I only want to go over that if you feel good about it. Do you want me to go over it?
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? That doesn't sound very convincing. We can hop
I
off
just
the
want
call
to
if you
jump
want
out
to.
here.
What was that?
Yeah, we can continue. We can go forward. What's going on?
All right, I just want to make sure you actually want to hear it.
Let's go.
Cool, man. So honestly, like it seems like we're kind of missing the mark in two areas here. Area number one, we need to work on your brand and who you guys are as a brand and the content that you're producing and how that speaks to your message, right?
Right.
So like we talked about how like your Instagram following and your presence and your Instagram game there just like isn't where we want it to be. And I agree. Biggest reasoning is just that like your messaging and who you guys are as a brand isn't being fully portrayed right now. Do you agree?
Totally 100%.
Cool. So we're going to come in, we're going to take over that, and we're going to make a massive shift there.
All right.
Then on top of that, you mentioned like your Facebook ads aren't as profitable as we want them to be, right?
Right.
And honestly, to me, it just seems like your ad funnel and the way you're funneling people through to purchase isn't one like matching up with who you guys are as a brand, and two, it's probably not as complex as it should be, right?
All right. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that.
Cool. So we're going to come in, we're going to take that over, and we're going to go build out a completely new ad funnel. It's going to be really, really sexy. Honestly, I would plan on doubling, if not tripling, your current return on ad spend on Facebook right now.
That actually sounds really good.
Does that sound good? Does that sound like what you need?
Yes.
Cool, man. So we can make that happen today. We're just going to get linked up into your Instagram, into your Facebook accounts. We're going to get added into your ads manager, and we're ready to get rocking on this.
Okay, so what do you need from me?
Yeah, man, we can send over all the technicalities. That's easy. It'll just take 10 minutes.
Okay. All right, we'll send it over to you.
How do you feel about it? You feel good? Does it make sense?
Everything's crystal clear. Nothing's in the air right now, so we're good.
Cool, man. You guys ready to move forward?
Oh, yeah. Let's get it.
All right, brother. I'm going to get a card on file. Is that going to be a Visa or MasterCard?
That'll be a Visa.
Cool. You didn't ask me how much it costs.
It doesn't matter. I feel confident you guys can take care of this.
Cool. Just in case you were wondering, in terms of the investment, we're going to be looking at $3,500 a month. We'll sign a 3-month contract.
Okay. If everything's in the emails and the contracts proposals, then I think we have no problem moving forward.
All right, brother. Let's make it happen.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Devin was pretty easy. That was an easy close. Most people are going to be like, oh, well, like, how much does it cost? Right? That's what most people are going to say. You're going to like tell them what you're going to do, and they're going to go, okay, cool. How much is it going to cost? Right? So Devin, let's re-role play that really, really quick. I want you to like, right after I got done telling you everything that we're going to do, I want you to get really concerned about the price.
All right.
Okay, go.
How much exactly is this gonna cost? We're actually trying to do most of the stuff in-house right now.
Yeah, brother. It doesn't cost anything.
What do you mean it doesn't cost anything?
There's an investment associated, but it's not going to cost you guys anything.
Okay, well, what's up with this investment? How much that gonna be?
Before I tell you, like, does everything make sense? Can you do you see the importance of this?
Yeah, everything looks good on paper, but you can't do much without a number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, if that's your main concern, it's probably no matter what the number is, it's probably going to be too much.
I understand. No. I'm thinking right now. Give me a sec. You know what, you're right. If I'm asking about it, I probably can't afford it. So I think it'd just be best to just leave this where it is right now.
You sure about that?
Yes.
All right, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you for the information.
Thank you, brother.
All right, have a good one.
You too. All right, we'll end there.
All right. So, Ryan, you want to go over the takeaways real quick, and then I'll continue?
Yeah. Actually, everybody in the chat, what's the takeaways there? Wow. Did you hear that noise?
Yeah, what was that, dude?
That was when he left being a participant and went back to an attendee. That was the noise.
Oh, damn.
Okay, guys, what's the takeaways there? What do you learn? We got 49 people that should have listened to that.
And if you're not sure, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's definitely not a bad thing if you're not sure yet, because you guys are still learning. Yep, Devin said be willing to walk away, 100%. Dowd said to care about the prospect. Thomas said, I loved the it doesn't cost anything. That's honestly one of my favorite lines too, because it actually doesn't cost you anything, because you're not – a cost is something that just goes away. An expense. Yep. Victoria said, be okay with walking away, 100%. Akash, by the way, I don't know if I pronounced that right. If I didn't, you can just curse me out. You were so comfortable talking to him, and you were like you were the best man for him. Yeah, exactly. Comfort. Being comfortable. Because here's the thing, guys. You are going to get in some uncomfortable situations on your sales calls, and you have to be comfortable in those uncomfortable situations. Okay.
And did you guys see how I just went silent? Just went silent on him. Let him figure out his own thoughts.
100%. 100%. Let's see here. Yeah. Great question. So Jared said, any specific reason for the long pause? Brian, you want to explain that? I love those pauses, by the way.
Listen, guys, if you talk, they can't think. Right? And like I said, we need to figure out what their heart is telling them and what's inside of them. Right? Logistics don't matter. Nobody gives a shit about the logistics. It's all about emotion, right? And so I need to give them time to figure out what their emotions are. And the only way to really do that is silence. And so a lot of the times when I can tell they're not giving me the full answer, dude, I just go silent. Literally. Yep. And sometimes it'll be 30 seconds and then they'll go, hello, are you there? And I'll just be like, yeah, sounded like you need to think about it. So I was just letting you think.
Yep. It can get uncomfortable, guys, but if it's uncomfortable, it means you're on the right track. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, Rupesh said it was very uncomfortable. Yes, it can be extremely uncomfortable. Here's a nice thing. Once you understand which situations are going to be uncomfortable and you start to put yourself in enough of those uncomfortable situations, eventually those situations that you thought were uncomfortable and hard to be in become comfortable. Mm-hmm. And they become situations. And here's the neat thing, guys. At a certain point, you're actually going to start seeking out those uncomfortable situations, because only when it becomes uncomfortable are you actually getting somewhere.
Yeah.
So Victoria said, so if they said that they didn't care about the price, you just send them the invoice or tell them the price at the end of the call. So
I get them to pay it right then.
So credit card over the phone. Yep. Exactly. Now let's continue because I don't want to, I want you guys to get the rest of the training. So here are some of the most common roadblocks. Okay. And some of the most objections, or some of the most common objections rather, that you guys will probably be hearing. So obviously the price, that's expensive. Guys, I want to talk about the price objection for a second. And I think I've done a live on this very recently, I think in the past couple of days, but I'll talk more about it. So you guys probably get the whole price thing a lot. You probably get, oh, well, gee, that's a lot of money, or, that's a lot for Facebook ads, or, $1,500 or $2,000 a month. That's expensive, right? And so here's the thing. When they say something like that, they're not actually saying that it's expensive. Okay. They're not saying that $2,000 is a lot of money. That objection is what we call a smoke screen for something deeper. And 99% of the time, when they give you the quote unquote objection of the price or it's too expensive, what it actually means is two things. One, they don't see the value in what you're offering them. And two, even more important than them not seeing the value, they don't see how what it is that you have to offer them can actually help them achieve their goals. Mm-hmm. So the way that here's the secret to the price objection, guys. The secret, despite what 90% of these fuckers out there, excuse my French, but I'm just amped up, guys. If you don't like it, you could bounce, but it's just how I am. 90% of these assholes out there will tell you these fancy lines, witty catchphrases and different stupid, slimy Grant Cardone, shove it down your throat ways of overcoming the price objection. Okay. Here's the problem with that. If they are giving you that objection, you've lost, because that means they don't see the value and you can't dig yourself out of that hole. So do you want to know how you actually overcome that objection? You don't overcome it. You prevent it from ever coming up in the first place.
Yep.
Okay. And the way you do that is by doing exactly what we just laid out for you guys. Getting your mindset right, positioning yourself as the authority, being the consultant, genuinely being concerned about their situation, regurgitating everything they told you back to them, and showing them how you can clearly get them from where they told you they are now to where they just told you that they want to be. Mm-hmm. And you weave their pain points into that solution. Okay. That's how you quote unquote overcome the price objection. That's the secret that nobody tells you.
You know what's something interesting I've noticed, guys? I can tell how well I've connected with the person. Like I don't know, like if connect is the right word. Like I can tell how aligned we are, how much we trust each other by how they respond to the price. It's the biggest thing because, dude, people I think are the most like defensive about money. Humans, we're very defensive. So let me give you an example. If somebody's not connected with me, like if we're not on the same energy wave and I tell them the price and they say, oh, dude, like that's too expensive, or like that's out of budget or something like that, some technical answer, it means we haven't connected yet. But ready for this? So like if you say the price and they go, and it gets kind of quiet and then they go, yeah, dude, that's a lot. That's a lot. We're connected. And then I can go, yeah, it is a lot. How do you feel about it?
I love that.
And we can have a conversation about risk and investment. But if you pay really close attention, you'll know how connected you are with a person by how vulnerable they respond to the price. If somebody gets really defensive and logistical about the price, it's so hard to get over that. It's almost impossible.
That's what exactly. Yep, 100%.
If somebody gets emotional about the price, which we all do, you can work with them. Does that make sense, guys? Have any of you ever like heard that before? Or have you ever like, if you think back, have you ever seen that before?
No. Yep.
Right? What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that?
Let us know if you guys have encountered that before, if that's something you've come across. Dowd said yes. Glenn, yes. Jared said, yeah, boy. Yep. This is a very common issue for marketers, guys. And the reason why nobody can seem to get over it is because nobody is teaching the right shit. All right.
We got to keep moving, Sebastian. We got some questions to answer. So
cool. Let's go. Also, real quick, another objection is, as we talked about before, Most people get overpowered by the whole, hey, you know, I just want to know how it works. How much is it? How much does it cost? You have to be cool, calm, and collected and just say something along the lines of, look, I hear you. We'll get to that. Again, put them in their place in a nice consultant-like way. Okay? Whoops. So, again, let's talk about, because to understand objections, you need to understand the reason why they're objecting. Okay? They don't believe you can help them, as we just mentioned. They don't see how you can help them. Number two, even more important, they don't actually trust you. And this is an interesting one, because this is one of those where most marketers and agency owners will get objections and not actually realize or understand the real reason for them. And a lot of times it's simple. They just don't trust you. They do not trust you. You have not instilled enough trust in them. Number three, they're still unclear about the process. Again, as we just mentioned, they still do not understand how it works and how you can help them achieve their goals. And the secret, guys, is the thing is you do not have to get technical with them. It's not about getting technical. It's about painting a picture and showing them clearly how what you do can take them from point A to point B. And lastly, this is a really interesting one, because I know a lot of people get this one pretty frequently, is they've been burned in the past. You know, they worked with marketing companies and they've been burned. They haven't gotten results. They've spent some money, right? And give me a second, guys, just taking a sip of water. And a lot of agency owners get stuck because they don't actually know how to overcome that. So I want to pose a question to you guys. Let's see who's engaged, who's listening. I am a prospect and I say, hey, well, you know, we've worked with a couple companies and, you know, we have not really seen any results. So we're just not sure any of this stuff works at all. Whoops, my bad, guys. So how do you respond to that? I want to hear your guys in the chat. Tell me right now, how would you guys respond to a prospect if they said, you know, we worked with a couple companies in the past. You know, they won't say we've been burned, but what they will say is we haven't seen results. So why should we hire you? Let's see. What would you guys say?
Everybody answer. Come on, guys. It's okay if you don't know. Just say it so you don't know. Everybody better answer, though.
Again, if you don't know, it's fine. That's cool, because we're going to tell you the answer here in just a second.
I'm typing out my answer right now, dude.
Cool. Oscar said, I understand where you're coming from, but they aren't us. Thomas said, I don't know. Devin said, I hear you. Maybe the guys you were working with were idiots and don't know what they were talking about. Brian, ooh, I'm not even going to say the response because, come on, dude, you're cheating the game here. Dowd said, you can't figure it out if we're going to do the same unless you try us out. Oh, you can't figure out if we're going to do the same unless you try us out. Gotcha. Anyone else? What would you say? Lamont said, well, you hired somebody because you know you need help. Well, we're the help, and here's why. Alex said, many of my happy clients have said the same thing. What I'd like to do with you is show you step-by-step exactly why they chose us, because there was no cost to them. Would you be interested in that similar opportunity? Mike said, have you ever gotten a bad haircut? What did you do? And you wait for them to say they went to another barber. I like that one.
I've never heard that one.
Dawson said, I don't know. Matt said, if you have a bad steak, do you stop eating steak or just at that restaurant? I like that one, actually. Victoria said, I don't know. Okay. That's cool, guys. If you don't know, it's fine. That's why you're here. Let us hold your hands. Okay. Don't worry. So what you need to figure out is you need to learn a little bit more about the company that we're working with. And here's now I'm going to explain very, very in depth right now. So here's where people mess up. They try to understand the company they were working with, and they try and bash them or badmouth them to make themselves look better. That's not what you want to do, because that is just too salesy. That's just you showing them that you're taking that opportunity of their pain. You're taking their pain and you're using it against them to shine a light on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's selfish. Okay. That's not in their best interest. What is, in their best interest is to help them understand why those companies didn't work for them. So what I'll ask a prospect is, well, let me ask you this. And again, this goes back to one of the most important concepts of overcoming objections, which is responding to them with a question and not just giving them an answer. Okay. I asked them, well, let me ask you this, Mr. Prospect. The company that you worked with, did they specialize in working with your particular industry and helping you bring in XYZ clients? Like most likely, guys, more often than not, their answer to that question is going to be no, they were just a regular marketing company. Okay. And here's an analogy I like to use when I'm actually on the phone with clients, and you guys can steal this. I say, let me ask you, or actually not ask you a question. I always say, let me explain something. When clients don't see results, it's for one of two reasons. A, the marketing didn't work, meaning the company they hired didn't do their job, or B, you don't have a sales process in place to handle new business. It's one of the two. If there's only two options, there's only one of two things that could possibly have happened. Okay? Because it's not that marketing doesn't work. That's not the case. It's either the company was shit or your sales process was shit. It's one of those. Okay? And more often than not, now, don't get me wrong, guys, sometimes it can be the fact that their sales process is shit, which is something you do need to look out for. But a lot of times it's going to be, yeah, the company that we hired just wasn't the best. That's when you help them raise their level of thinking and open up their eyes to understand that, okay, it's not marketing, because a lot of business owners are skeptical that marketing doesn't work. They're like, well, yeah, well, I don't know about that Facebook or Google stuff. You have to help them understand that they just hired the wrong people for the job. They messed up in their hiring process, and you need to help them understand that. What were you going to say, man?
I was going to say, you know what I do sometimes?
What's that?
I just treat it like it's not even an objection.
Yep.
Most of the time, I just say this, guys. If they go, hey, like, we got burned in the past, whatever they say, sometimes I'll just go, oh, that sucks.
Yep.
And then I just be quiet. And then most of the time they'll be like, yeah, it was a bad experience. And I'll go, okay, moving on.
100%. Exactly, man.
Sometimes you don't even have to absorb the objection. Sometimes they're just talking.
Yeah, literally. And the thing is, you have to be able to spot that because you can easily mess up on that. So let's keep going. We've already talked about this, the common roadblocks.
Let's just jump into the Q&A, man.
Yep. All right, guys. It's time. Questions.
I got the boxes open. I'm going to start answering them all. A few of them are pretty quick answers.
Cool.
Victoria, you still here? You still with us? I'm going to grab your question. She said, do you always ask for a retainer, ? Or if the client doesn't want a retainer, how do you convince them? So there's two ways you can go about that. I actually didn't give like the best example in that role play. A lot of the time I speak about things in like campaign aspect, right? So instead of like an indefinite, like $3,500 a month, when we're actually like talking about the details, I'll say, okay, cool. Like after I paint the picture, I'll say like, so yeah, basically like it's going to entail SEO for 6 months, a new website, and Facebook ads. In total, it's going to be $14K. And you can pay it up front or you can pay it off across 6 months. And if they just want to do month to month, like if that's what you're saying, like if they don't want to do a retainer, like they just want to do month to month, then just say, okay, cool. Like the campaign total is 10K. You can pay it up front if you want. Or just say like, look, like if you expect us to make magic happen in 21, 30 days, it's not realistic. It doesn't sound like we're the best people to work with you.
Boom. There you go.
Does that answer your question, Victoria?
Yep. 100%.
Thomas, do you always do a minimum amount of months? It depends on what the service, man. Facebook, like ads, any like pay-per-click ads should be 3 months minimum. SEO is like a 6 months. So
6 to 12 months for SEO. Yep. Big time. Dowd said, what's the best way to follow up with prospects when you're approaching them from a mindset of abundance? Because you got to follow up, right? Great question. So the follow-up process is going to really be determined by how the initial calls go, right? So if they are just really not in a place where they seem like they want to move forward, a lot of times follow-up won't do a whole lot for you, as much as people, tell you. However, if you could tell that they're right there, but they just need a little bit of a push, right? Just something a little bit extra just to push them over the edge, right? Here's what you can do. You got a couple options. You can send them a case study. You can be like, hey, whatever their name is, hope you're doing well. Just figured I'd send you over this case study from one of our recent clients. If you don't have one, it's fine. What you can also do is send them things that keep you top of mind. Don't follow up and say, hey, are you ready to move forward? Hey, are you ready to get started? You know what that is? That's a salesperson. Consultants that are genuinely interested in helping the prospects will send them things that will help them. So you can send them articles on marketing and things like that related to their industry. Maybe you can look into trends of where their industry is going, okay? Keep yourself top of mind without being salesy. Does that make sense?
And on that same note, Dad, like you should have an objective for every single meeting. So like 90% of the meetings that I have, my objective isn't close the deal. It's to set up the next meeting.
Yep.
And so like when I get to the point where it's time to close the deal, like by that point, I'm looking for a yes or a no. And so like you shouldn't, I don't do follow-up unless like there's a situation where like they can't move forward for a few months or like it's not the right fit for a few months, then follow-up comes into play, right? But if it gets to the point where it's time for them to say yes or no, you need to learn how to get them to say yes or no so you don't have to follow up.
100%. So Thomas had a really, really good question. I want to answer this because I love this one, and it's one that a lot of people run into. So Thomas said, I'm in the real estate niche.
Same.
And yeah, now that it's moving. Hold on. Now that it's winter, things get slow for agents. How do you surpass the whole quote unquote, we're out of season objection? Also, what do you guys use / how do you report your results to the clients? Do you use a self-made report? So I'm going to talk about the objection thing because that's a super good question. So a lot of people run into, and this isn't just real estate, this applies to so many industries, like, hey, it's slow season, we're not looking to do any marketing. Guys, that is the dumbest freaking thing any business owner can say. And you need to call them out on that. Because what they're saying is they're just going to sit around and do nothing for the next 3 months, 6 months, and they're going to hope that when their quote-unquote season rolls around, that business is just going to be popping off. Instead of,
so you only work 6 months out of the year? That's cool.
Exactly. Instead of exactly. Instead of which is what they should be doing, which is building up their pipeline so that as soon as their quote-unquote season hits, they can actually get things going like crazy. Okay? And you have to have the guts to call them out on that, because that is the stupidest thing they could possibly say or do for their business. It's like, are you a freaking idiot? Like, you're just telling me right now you're going to sit here and not work for the next 3 months or 6 months? Why are you in business?
Yeah.
You need to be hard with these prospects, guys, because they will make stupid decisions, and it's your responsibility to prevent them from making them.
And on like a technical note too, be smart and just like adjust your pitch and your offer, right? Like I work with real estate agents, and right now, like I'm not pushing Facebook ads and lead gen. Like that would be the common thought, like, oh, it's slow season, do Facebook ads. But like, dude, they don't want to.
Yep.
So what I do say is I'm just like, yo, like if you want to have a good spring, don't you agree? Like it's smart that like right now is a good time to get a website built and do SEO. Like, don't you think that's a smart thing to do if it's slow season? And they'll be like, oh yeah, damn, that is probably smart to do. And I'll be like, yeah. And like, honestly, it's the lowest impact thing to do. It happens pretty passively. And then when March comes around, we'll be ready to kill it, man. Right?
100%.
So just adjust your offer a little bit. That goes for every single vertical. Like, it doesn't make sense to be like, hey, like the market's slow right now, give me a ton of money. Like when it comes down to it, a part of it is just like economics and being smart.
100%. So let's see. Do you see one, man? You want to answer?
Yeah, Dimitri said, I'm new to this. I just want to ask what the best way to master these responses and understanding what to say. Does it come with a lot of practice, or do you have all the responses written down to help you during the call? 2 answers to that. One, combination of, like repetition. And then 2, a good mentor, Demetrius. So one, it does come down to like repetition, right? Like can't learn how to shoot a basketball without actually shooting a basketball. And then two, like you need a good mentor, like somebody that's actually going to help you and teach you. And I don't think you should have objections written down because it's going to mess with your head. Like if you're planning on them giving you objections, it's going to mess with your head. So it's better to practice beforehand and then just go with it and do the best that you can. And then have a mentor who's there to catch you and help you.
Yep. Big time. So let's see. What other questions do you guys have? You could drop them either in the Q&A box or you can drop them in the chat. I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to scroll up, see if we missed anything.
Janine put one in the Q&A section. It's a pretty quick answer. When communicating on LinkedIn, tips to follow with someone who's engaged with you without looking like you're chasing them and time for you to do so. What qualifying questions do you ask on LinkedIn in the communication platform? Like, Janine, are you still here? Still on the call with us? Either way, I hope you watch the replay. Quick answer, like you need to get that communication off of LinkedIn as fast as possible. Because LinkedIn Messenger is really messy. Nobody really uses LinkedIn to communicate back and forth. So the nice part is like on LinkedIn, they'll most likely have their contact info. So either like email them or call them, add them on Facebook. But I recommend getting the conversation off of LinkedIn because the messaging platform is really bad. And then I never recommend asking qualifying questions in a written form with a cold contact. It's gonna screw over your sales process.
Yep. Wait, dude. So I see a really good question, like a really good one. Jared said, I have to talk to my spouse. How do I overcome that? Brian, you give your answer and then I'll give my thoughts.
Yeah, I want to give an answer, but like I don't want to offend Jared just because I know him. I'll just say this. When I first started my business, I was like I'm married, right? I have a wife. So I was like very unclear with how much control I had over the business and like what decisions I could make, which means I projected that to other people. So I'm guessing, Jared, the reason you're getting that objection commonly and you're having a hard time overcoming it is because you're not confident in your relationship with either a girlfriend or a business partner or your parents. I'm guessing there's a relationship in your life that you don't feel happy with or that you're not in full control of, and it's causing you to reflect that onto other people.
Yep. So that's definitely one component of it. Now, for more of a technical answer, couple options when it comes to the whole spouse thing. Number one, ideally, what you want to do is in the very beginning of the sales process, ask them, hey, is there anybody else that would be involved in making decisions like these? Because it might not be a spouse. It could be a business partner. It could be, it's usually one of those two. It could be somebody else that is just part of the equation, right? Marketing director or something like that. So you want to get that out of the way and you want to make it clear to them that, hey, say, look, hey, I don't want to have to, play telephone and repeat myself 3-4 times to a different group of people every time. Why don't we just all get on the call and hash this out at once? And I wouldn't say hash this out, but I would say let's all kind of dive a little deeper into this at once. That way we can all make a decision collectively, something along those lines. So that way you can, again, prevent the objection from coming up in the first place, which is the goal, instead of having to dig yourself out of a hole, which just makes everything harder. Just trying to prevent that from ever happening, which is really not that hard. Again, just get them to get whoever else is involved with those decisions on the call. And if they say no, it's just me, just be like, okay, and you don't want to push too much with this, but you want to say, you sure? Like, is there like maybe a spouse or a partner that you have to run this by? And don't be afraid to ask that, guys. That's the thing. You can't be afraid, because the more honest the answers you can get from them, the much better, the much easier the process is going to be. So they might say, actually, yeah, now that you mention it, my partner. And then there you go. You wouldn't have known that if you didn't ask that follow-up question. Or they might just say, no, it's just me, in which case, cool, keep going. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, it makes sense, man.
Cool.
I'm gonna bang out a few quick answer questions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, should you go after agents in a warmer area? No. Like, one, it sounds like you don't have your market defined. You should probably define your market. Doesn't make a difference, though, where they live. 2, Ferret asked, how much is your LinkedIn course? There is no LinkedIn course. Quick answer. Like if you want to work with us closer, you can message us and ask us what that looks like, but we don't have a course. Prawn asked, how many meetings till you usually close the deal? 5 or 6. Devin, when doing market research, do you also qualify a niche based on the amount of information available or the ease of accessing useful? Dude, what niche can't you find out about on the internet?
Is that a rhetorical question or are you asking me?
No, like I'm serious. Like, did you come across like a niche where you feel like there's not enough information about them? I'm just trying to think like if that even exists in the world.
And the thing is, if you can't find information, call them up and ask. That's it.
You try to find info for solar companies? Like what couldn't you find?
Yeah, So what info did you have trouble finding is the question. Let us know.
This is a good one for you to answer, Sebastian.
Let's hear it.
This one's going to make you chuckle a little bit. Ready? Akash asks, I'm 19 years old. Does being young portray an image that I'm an amateur?
Oh my goodness.
How old are you, Sebastian?
I am 20 years old.
Damn.
20. So there's your answer.
Cool. Devin, their biggest problems, dude. Honestly, you haven't done enough homework. You've probably been lazy in the research process.
And by the way, guys, we're not being dicks or assholes here. We're just trying to give you guys the stuff that you need to hear. Because here's the thing, right? If we sit here and we spoon feed you, we give you a bunch of fluff and filler, that's not going to help you guys. That's only going to keep you stagnant in the same place you're at. You need to hear stuff that nobody's telling you. Okay, right. That's what happened to Brian and I.
Mm-hmm.
Our mentor told us things we didn't necessarily want to hear at the time, but we knew deep down that we needed to hear. And that's why we're at where we're at and we're growing at the rate we are.
Yeah. Prawn asks again, what do you do when you get this objection? Hey, I like how this is going, but I really want to meet in person since I don't know you. That depends. It's kind of like interesting depending on the situation. I'm guessing, Prawn, that like you get that objection because you are uncomfortable with where you live. Honestly, like I think that goes back to like inner worries. And I think the only reason you would get that objective is if for whatever reason you like give an energy away that you're weird or you're uncomfortable about your current location. Do you agree, Sebastian? Like, I don't see any other reason like why you would get that objection.
100%. Now, also to avoid that, again, I'm very big on avoiding objections from coming up in the first place, as you guys could probably tell at this point. Don't go after local clients. I have no clients in New York. Literally. I don't go after local clients anymore. I used to. Super, super headache. Super big headache. It's a headache you do not want. I promise you that. Promise you.
Thomas asked, how many clients currently, and what's your monthly revenue? Just curious to see what's possible. Dude, anything's possible. It doesn't matter what we're doing. Like,
yep.
Me telling you the number shouldn't change anything. Like you should have your own goals. Like I don't want to tell you the number because I don't want you to set that as a goal. That's kind of like a very much intrinsic decision.
Yep.
I'll tell you it's multiple 5 figures, and it's a lot, like a decent amount of clients, but the exact number doesn't matter.
100%.
And then Prawn said, yeah, because they ask you where the company based, and it's usually a different province or state. So they're saying like, oh, where are you based? Just be like, just tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, where are you based? Like, oh, Canada, Ottawa, India, Africa. Doesn't fucking matter. The only reason they would be weird about it is if you were like, oh yeah, about that. I'm actually based out of Utah, and like I know everybody says that Utah's weird, but it's not weird.
Yeah, exactly. Don't make it a big deal. Just be nonchalant about it. Yeah, I'm just here in New York. I'm here in fucking wherever. Timbuktu. Doesn't matter. Literally doesn't matter. Clients will only make a big deal out of things if you do first.
All right, guys. We're wrapping things up. Any other questions?
Come on, guys. I know you got other things you're struggling with, other things you're wondering about. This is literally your opportunity right now to just pick our brains. Like, this doesn't happen very often.
I want to ask you guys a question. In 2 weeks, I need everybody's answer to this. In 2 weeks, if Sebastian and I just like opened up a Zoom link like this, and any of you could come in and role play with us, would you want to do that? Would you be down for that?
We're going to need more responses than that. Come on, guys. Come on, you savages.
All right, guys. How do you explain technical stuff to non-technical people? Oh, like during onboarding? For onboarding, dude, you should just have videos walking them through it if it's technical.
Yep, 100%. Put a back-end system in place for your onboarding.
Yeah. Question about their automation. As Just Buzz went off air, what's the best solution? Probably duck soup, brother. What's your favorite lead generation strategy? Can you put more context to that question? Like for clients or for ourselves, or like what? The coach says amazed that you're just 20. Dude, it's incredible. It's incredible. When you guys get old like me.
You old fuck. So, let's see what we got here. Guys, I am still amped up.
I'm 21, Akash. How do you find the info for companies you want to sell to? The internet.
Boom. There it is. Google.
When presenting packages, should we include the ad spend in our table? Yeah, keep it all together.
Much easier.
Nobody cares, dude. We're the only type of people that thinks about like ad spend and retainers as being separate. To them, it's the same. Can you review how you handle your LinkedIn outreach and take them offline? I missed that. We didn't really talk about that at all. So, okay, dude, now we got a few more questions. I'm going to answer them quick because we're at our time limit. So, yeah, I'm just starting out. Do I need an LLC to seem more legit? Well, nobody's going to know whether or not you have an LLC. I would definitely recommend you get one. It only costs like $50 to register your business. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yep.
You guys still cold call? Yeah, some days when I want to feel dangerous. Depends on the day. Depends on how much money I want to make.
Yo. Sorry, I don't know why Zoom just quit on my computer for some reason.
That's cool. I think they still hear me. So
cool.
Wrap it up. We open up some spots on our calendar to hop on strategy calls with any of you if you feel like you need it. If you feel like you're not very happy with where things are going. So we'll post the link in this chat right now.
I just put the link in the chat, guys. So if you want to chat with us some more. Now let me be super clear, guys. Hold on. Let the sirens go by. As you guys know, I'm in the heart of fucking New York. Hold on a second.
For you guys that are here, like, is that something you guys want? Like, is that helpful for you? Like, is that cool? Do you wish it was something else? Like, what are your thoughts about that?
We did actually promise that we wouldn't sell you anything. So there's that. Now, what I want to be super clear, guys, is that most people that say, hey, let's get on a strategy call so I can pitch you all my shit. No, that's not what we're here to do. What we're actually here to do is to give you guys clarity. 99. Brian, how many people would you say we talk to on a weekly basis?
100 plus, dude.
Yeah, we talk to a lot of people. And 99.9% of people all have unique situations. They all have unique sets of strengths and weaknesses. But the one thing that seems to remain the same is what they're all lacking is clarity. And clarity on a plan of action to actually like do what they say they want to do. Dowd said, we really appreciate you guys genuinely caring. Yeah, 100%, man.
Honestly, guys, it's going to redirect you to an application page. We just have that there so that it guides the conversation more.
Yep.
It's just like some questions that will help us have a more efficient conversation. So
yeah, the more that you guys can give us, the better we can help you, and the more clarity we can provide for you. So, and honestly, guys, like the thing is, the reason why we're doing, like, Brian and I each have agencies. Like, we don't have to coach. We don't have to be coaches. We genuinely don't. We can stop tomorrow. But the reason is, guys, the reason why we do what it is that we do is we just see so much shit in this industry. Too many people selling bullshit $497 courses, $997 courses. People are spending thousands of dollars on their credit cards and going into debt and not being able to pay rent because they spent money on courses and they're getting nowhere. So, Brian, I think you'd agree what we found is that the only thing that actually works is working one-on-one with people closely. Because as I said, everybody's situation is different.
Yeah, but it's really all we have to say about it, man. We'll post that link like in the replay comments as well for any of you guys. But as well, if you have any questions that you want answered like immediately, shoot us over a message on Facebook. You might want to save that link. There's a pretty good chance. That the spots will fill up because we are pretty busy. So if you try and book a call and the spots are full, just grab the link and check back in a day or two. So.
Yep. For sure.
All right, guys. You asked for my Instagram. It's just my name, Brian Ostermiller.
Don't follow him. His content sucks ass. All right. We're working on that though. So you fucking savages, this was good. I hope it helped. If it did, good. If not, well, then we got some work to do. But
guys, keep in contact with us. In 2 weeks, we really will, like in 2 Saturdays, we'll go live again and we'll all just role play together.
Mm-hmm. So, I want you guys to personally message Brian and I and let us know where you're at, what you guys are working on, how your journeys are going, how things are going for you, all that good stuff. Because, if we just let you guys, just fucking disappear back into the abyss, we'd be doing a disservice to all of you. So, yeah, that's really all I got to say.
Especially you, Jared Warwick. Aaron said, "Holy butt, is this still live?" Yes, dude. We're not stopping, Aaron. We'll stay on live until everybody is helped.
That's just how we operate, man. That's why we're different. Anyways, the link is there, guys. If you want to talk, you want to shoot some shit with us, if you just want to talk some shit, snag that link, get on a call. But anyways, guys, this will be available as a replay, most likely. We're not sure yet how or where. Probably going to just throw it up into the group so you guys can always see it. And, yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I don't know. Brian, you got anything else?
Yeah, guys. I just saw a few of you grabbed a time to talk, which is awesome. Our spots are probably full, so just save the link. Also, in the group, we'll post the link in the comments so you can check back in a few days because we still got businesses to run, so we can't open up all of our time.
Cool. Guys, also, by the way, most of you are new to the new Facebook group, 6 Figures on LinkedIn. That is basically where Brian and I put all our content, also on our personal pages as well. But if you guys are always looking for new updated stuff, what we're doing, what we're working on, and good shit to help you out in your business, that's where to find it. So, yeah, I'm gonna sign off, Brian. You got anything else, dude?
No, man. I'm excited to connect with everybody more.
Yeah, I feel like we met a lot of new people and we got some good shit going. So I am liking where things are going.
All right. Let's make it happen, man.
Cool. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we will talk to you guys soon. Peace.